about diabetes, stroke, hypertension, and opioids. Okay, so I'm going to talk about hypertension, stroke, diabetes, and opioids. Hypertension, I want you to look for it. It's high blood pressure. It's increased pressure on the walls of the arteries of the blood leaving the heart. And hypertension is not good, and it can be helped with water pills, for instance. If the body is retaining too much water, then you take water pills and you have to go pee a lot. But that helps the body get rid of the water. I need to do some more research there. But hypertension has medication, and you need to take the medication because you don't feel like your high blood pressure is going up. You don't feel it, but it is happening, or it can be happening. So take the medication if you have high blood pressure. Okay, because high blood pressure can lead to problems with your kidneys or problems with your liver. And high blood pressure can make the chances of you getting diabetes higher. So watch high blood pressure. I also want to talk to you about diabetes. Diabetes worries me because in the Black community and in the Hispanic community, diabetes amputations are 3 times as likely. And I did a little research and I talked to some people. The amputation rate is 3 times higher, maybe because in those communities, we are less likely to be concerned with the diabetes feeling that we have earlier, because we're pretty damn concerned with other things like health care cost, and feeding our family. So we put stuff like health off. We don't have time to go to the emergency room because we feel funny. But with diabetes, you have to be very, very, very careful. And I want to use as an example Deion Sanders. He is a professional, an old, retired, I think he's retired, professional football player. And he used to be amazing. And now he coaches for Jackson State University. And Deion Sanders has recently had 2 toes amputated. And he's recently had part of his leg taken off. But he says he has a history of blood clots. Well, okay. So you do the research. What do blood clots have to do with diabetes? I suspect that Deion Sanders is suffering from diabetes. And it's important because he is a professional athlete. It's important, I think, for someone like him to say it. I've got diabetes. I need to eat better. I'm not perfect, but he wants to, he needs to keep this image of health because he's a professional athlete and he's getting endorsements, I assume, based on his past. But if you have diabetes, you need to focus on this here and now. All right, so I talked to you about high blood pressure. I talked to you about diabetes. Stroke has also been brought to me. And I only want to talk to you about things that I have reason to research. And stroke is very, very difficult. Strokes are oftentimes, blood vessels in the brain that leak or burst, and it's a matter of working quickly to save that person's life. So there are things you need to look for in a stroke, but the main thing is to get medical treatment fast. Okay. Strokes can be devastating. So if you, and most of you, Suki, are, I think, not in the stroke age range, but you have people that are, people you love, your parents and me and everybody else. So be careful. And when someone has a stroke, I want you to realize that they have had a brain injury. So you think everything is fine, maybe, if they survive the stroke and they come home and you think, oh, well, she's doing fine, but I am not. I mean, I'm okay because I haven't had a stroke. But a stroke is a brain injury. And I might sound the same, but I want you to be careful. Okay, and the other thing I want to talk to you about is opioids. What? Opioids are that drug that people are addicted to now that is a big deal. And, you know, there is crack. People used to be addicted to crack. And because of, okay, I don't even need to get into that. But opioids, I have dealt with opioids. I have taken opioids in the hospital. Here's the deal. And I listened to my brother about those kinds of things. And I trust him. When I was in the hospital and I had pain, hello, bring me the opioids, okay? So I knew that I needed them. But the minute that I really did not need the opioids anymore, cool, I did not take them. Bring me Tylenol, okay? People get addicted when they take the opioids and they don't need them anymore. All right, so take the opioids if you need them, but when you stop needing them, don't take them. Now, the reason I say that, I mean, there's a lot of reasons I say that, but the one that is close to me, opioids create opioid constipation. That is really different from regular constipation. Opioid constipation takes your digestive system and it wreaks havoc. So I am not taking the opioids now, but I'm trying to get my digestive system to recover from the opioids I did take when I was in the hospital. So I want you to be aware. Okay? There's a lot to be aware of. So I want you to be aware that I love you, and goodbye.